I had breathing problems. I'm not even so sure. I wasn't told much, I was 7, but I was put into an experimental palate expander. They would stick it up there, and what it had was these prongs that the way it would get me to move forward was if I didn't force my jaw forward, it hurt. If I relaxed it, it was painful. I remember there were nights where I would very discreetly sneak it underneath my pillow because I just couldn't sleep with it and it hurt so bad. I could breathe fine after that. It did its job, but it left me with a lot of gaps. Back then, I didn't really care about what I looked like. I remember asking them, if this is purely cosmetic, I don't want it. But they had me fitted for the braces, closed everything up, and I was 14 when I had them off, so 2 years. There was just something wrong in my right joints. I don't even know where this attitude came from, but the whole time, I was just like, whatever. It's okay, whatever. It was slowly getting worse, and then my mom caught me doing stuff like holding my jaw, rubbing my joint, maybe holding like a ice pack to it, and then she looked at me, she was like, what's wrong? I was like, nothing, it's fine, whatever, it's whatever.
Bella is now 20 years old, and this started when she was about 16. I noticed her touching her face when she would eat dinner, and I just said, honey, is there something wrong? And she said, when I chew, my jaw hurts. As a mom, I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do. I went back to the orthodontist and was referred to an oral surgeon. I went to the oral surgeon in Miami Beach, big guy, was told Botox will help. That wasn't a good enough answer for me, so I kept searching. I found another TMJ specialist at a very notable university in Florida that was 5 hours away. We spent a year working with him, only to find that Bella's pain increased with the traditional device and methods that he was using to help her. So here we are 2 years into searching, and Bella has no answers. I have no answers as a mother. And to watch your child suffer daily in pain and not be able to do anything about it is one of the worst experiences as a parent.
It just got worse and worse, and it was stiff and everything, and yeah, I guess at 16 is where I could finally call it pain. I was forced to call it pain, because honestly, if it was up to me, every time I would go see someone for a night guard, a fitting, they'd mess around in there, they'd open me past what was comfortable, and I'd leave there a little bit more in pain and a little bit worse for wear than every time. And I was just so over it. I didn't want anyone to touch me. I was just, if I'm gonna be living in pain and maybe some joint arthritis when I'm young, it is what it is. Obviously I can't go back in time and change it. I would have just swept it under the rug so much. I owe a lot of this to my mom for finally calling attention to everything and saying, this isn't normal, we're gonna get you checked out and everything. But
I'm in dentistry myself, and I happened to, just by chance, come to Traverse City on a dental retreat. People in that retreat had been treated by Dr. Pichet, and I kept hearing their stories of success and relief and these life-changing experiences. And I thought to myself, I think I need to look into this guy.
It really did seem hopeless for a while. Dr. Pichet is 1 in 80 maybe across the whole United States, and how lucky my mom and I were to find him is just, it's insane to me too. The first time we saw him was through a video consultation, and he explained the mago to me a bit, and I remember I was just so like, oh God, I don't want to go through this again. I was almost tearing up. Even when I came up here and I got it fitted, I mean, I'm not used to it. It was big in my mouth, it was bulky, it was hard to talk, it was hard to eat. I was like, oh God, this sucks. And then the 2 months I said I would try it passed, I was like, that's actually feeling better. I'd say something to my mom like, Mom, look, I can eat this. And it would be like a hard piece of broccoli, a carrot. And I'd look out and I'd be like, this is so dumb to say like, look, Mom, I can eat a carrot at 17 years old. And then another 2 months passed, I was like, it's getting a lot easier to do stuff. And another 2 months, I was like, hey, I can sleep on my side without it hurting again. It was like a feeling of disbelief. I don't even think it set in. I almost had the thought that like, this is a one-time thing, whatever. There's no way. There's no way this is gonna. It was a lot of dumb little happy moments, all the milestones were.
She started breathing better, sleeping better. I started noticing less bags under her eyes. I started noticing more joy, more smile. This is after years of attempting and trying with many other practitioners, and finally finding something that worked for my daughter to get her out of pain. It did surprise me.